Motor Development in Infancy by Danielle Millett. In this presentation, we'll be reviewing the different motor developments and when they should be developing in infants. Here are the topics for the presentation: basic reflexes, motor development skills, gross motor skills, fine motor skills. Basic reflexes. Infants have a few basic reflexes that they are born with, meaning they are involuntary responses, unlearned, to certain stimuluses. This helps them to survive/adopt in a new world and help them to protect themselves. Some of the basic reflexes are rooting reflex, stepping reflex, swimming reflex, Murrow reflex, Babinski reflex, startle reflex, eye blinking reflex, sucking reflex, and gag reflex. In the next slide, we'll talk more about them. In this slide, we are going to talk about the different reflexes, when the appropriate ages of when they have, and the description and the possible functions. The rooting reflexes happen about 3 weeks. This is where the infant will turn its head when things touch its cheeks, mainly for like stimulating with with feedings. This is for possible function as food intake. The stepping reflexes happen about 2 months. It's when you hold the child upright with the feet touching the floor and the movement of the legs. This prepares the infants for independent locomotion, meaning that they are getting the whole motor skills of moving their legs when their feet are on the floor. The swimming reflexes happen between 4 to 6 months. This is the infancy's tendency to paddle and kick with sort of swimming motion when lying face down in water. This, I feel like, is an avoidance of danger so that it helps them learn how to swim in case of a possible drowning. The Murrow reflex is 6 months. It activates when supporting the neck and head are suddenly removed. This causes the infant's arms to thrust forward and appear like they're grasping onto something. This is for protection from falling, grab onto something as soon as you have no support. The Babinski reflexes is 8 to 12 months. The infant fans out its toes in response to stroking the outside of the foot on the bottom. It's not really known why this is a function. It's just known that this is a function of their foot. The startle reflex, it says that it remains in different forms. It's the infant's respond to sudden noise, flinging out its arms, arching its back, and fretting its fingers. They say it's for possible function of protection, meaning, to protect itself from things that could happen. The eye blinking reflexes is the rapid shutting and opening of eye when exposure to direct light, obviously protecting the eyes from direct light. The sucking reflex remains. Infant's tendency to suck things when touches the lips, food intake obviously, and gag reflexes and the infant's reflex to clear its throat to prevent choking. Motor development can be put into 2 different categories, which is gross motor development and fine motor development. Gross motor development involves the movement of larger muscle groups in its early childhood. It develops the muscles so that the child can hold his head up, sit, crawl, and then run and skip and jump on further down the line. Fine motor development is when a child learns to control his hands to do things with, meaning that the child can develop motor skills that will be basic to build on, meaning the child will learn how to grasp things in its hand, to move things with its hand, and just learn things to do with its hand so that they could learn how to read and write and do different things later on. When this table is about the motor skills and the different ages that they have, and the 90% of infants achieve the skill at rates. So this is fine and gross motor development within the first 2 years. So there are different things that you can read. When held upright and head erect, when prone to lift itself with his arms, rolling from side to back, grasping cubes, rolling from back to side, sitting alone, crawling, pulls to stand. Patty cake stands alone, walks alone, builds towers of 2 cubes, scribbles vigorously, walks upstairs to help, jumps in place. Here are 2 more figures of just gross development skills. You have the milestones for development, which tells you everything that goes, and then you have kind of a view of what actually happens at each age level. And then also with the fine motor development, the cynical grasp, the digital grasp, the modified tripod grasp, and then the tripod grasp. These are how a child develops holding a pencil. And then the fine development of fine motor skills in infancy is also a chronological rate of ages versus what happens. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. These are my references for doing my slideshow.